Every day, the media report the latest health research or clinical trial results. But are these reports reliable? Not all studies are peer-reviewed, which may allow for misinformation to be spread through questionable research articles. So what is peer review, and where does it fit into the research process? All studies start with an idea. A team of researchers conduct experiments or clinical trials and collect data, which can take several years to complete. Once the results are collected, the team writes an article about their research. This is essentially a story about why they did the study, what they did, and what they found. The publication process starts when an article is sent to a journal editor to start the peer review process. But a relatively new option for biomedical research is called a preprint. Researchers upload a draft of their article where it can be viewed by anyone. Anyone, including scientists, can provide feedback. This is not considered to be peer review because reviewers are not experts and preprints do not have to be modified in response to the feedback. Media reports on preprints are a great way for people to learn about research, but news stories that fail to declare that the research has not been peer reviewed give the misleading impression that the research has been validated. In peer review, the first reviewer is an editor who checks to see if the study meets basic research standards. The editor can reject the paper if they find problems. But if the editor finds that the article meets these standards, researchers who are experts in the field are invited to review it. The editor draws from a large pool of experts and chooses at least 2 reviewers for the paper. The reviewers write a report, which includes identifying problems and suggesting ways to improve the paper. In cases where reviewers cannot agree, the editor may invite additional reviewers. In the end, the editor makes a decision using the information provided by the expert reviewers. They can reject the paper, allow it to be reviewed once the authors address the reviewer's concerns, or they can publish the paper as submitted. If the editor deems the paper acceptable, it moves to publication. At this stage, papers are listed as accepted or in press. Articles with these designations are considered to have completed the peer review process. All that remains is for the journal to lay out the paper for publication in a paper journal or online.